public input. We're going to recess formal portion of this meeting to entertain comments. Just want to be clear on a couple comments that please reference and read. But comments that deemed to be a personal attack against other people or other persons, whether they're present in this meeting or not, are not appropriate. And I will rule it out of order. We wish to model for our youth and community sharing ideas about issues with kindness and civility. People coming to comment cannot donate or defer any of the speakers. And you get 3 minutes, and in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm going to raise my hand, and then you have 30 seconds to finish. The public input is not going more than 30 minutes, and if it goes over that, then you can submit to the board, myself, or to Dan, and for the next board meeting. So next on the agenda, first is Mr. Martin.
Evening again to everybody. The last meeting, I had talked about the issue of displays and postings and how it didn't allow displays or postings about things such as Christmas or Hanukkah or Black History Month or Easter because those were targeted toward a group of students based on religion and based on race. Concerned about that policy being not appropriate the way it was written and some questions with regard to enforcement. The board voted 6-1 to send it to committee for further review and to get the input of council. I had the chance to read the revisions from council that I believe all of you were provided. There's 3 issues with the revisions from council. Number 1, it inserts a legal term of art, legally protected classes as defined by federal or state law. The problem with using that term is that policies shouldn't have a legal term of art, especially when it's going to be administrators, teachers, and students that are expected to follow that policy. I know what that terms mean because I'm an attorney. I am afraid that administrators, teachers, and students will not. Second, that phrase legal term of art is from a patchwork of 7 different areas of law. Each area of law defines that phrase differently, and there is no common definition. Third, if we follow the revisions that were made by the council, the following examples would be prohibited. Displays and postings where the target audience are blacks because of race, Christians because of religion. Now you couldn't post anything on marital status because that's a protected class. And we couldn't have any postings or displays about the military because the military is a protected class. This would probably be the only school district in history that precluded postings about the military. The following displays would not be prohibited. Displays or postings where the target audience is based on political affiliation, physical appearance, or income level, because those are not protected classes. Here's my proposal. Mr. Dudzik, you hit the nail on the head last time where this is a very easy revision. I provided Frank with 8 copies of the revised language that pulls from what Mr. Dudzik said and just says no negative posts that are directed to students. Second, alternatively, send the matter to committee. I would be happy to volunteer my services with the 3 goals. 1, follow the mission of this district. 2, make sure it's lawful and able to be understood. And 3, something that finds common ground. And again, I would be happy to volunteer my time if the board decides that sending it to committee is the appropriate action. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, Chris Atkinson. Chris, again, you got 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and 30 seconds already.
Chris Atkinson, 6205 Highway 31, Caledonia. Just wanted to say that I think you guys are doing a fantastic job overall. I like how you've been engaging in like rational, objective dialogue about this symbols policy and what to do. We did the same thing 3 years ago where we hashed it out for a full year and came to a lot of intelligent conversation and concluded what was best for the district. And that's the feedback that I'm getting from parents of many students that I'm talking to in the district, is that the district needs to be neutral and focus on academics. We don't get to, like the email that I'd written a couple weeks ago, it's like, this isn't the Hunger Games. We're not choosing factions. We're not choosing who to align with and what values. I have a Democrat sticker on my car. I've got a Republican sticker on my car. Let's put at war with each other, and let's create the environment in the school district where I get to choose which symbol I put up, and then the other opposing group, like Kelly said in the previous meeting, gets to choose which symbol she puts up, and then we're going to create a culture of activism and war with each other. And there's no need to regurgitate and rehash something that had extensively been talked through. And not only that, but has been working. The school district has been great for the last 3 years. There's just a neutral place for learning, which is what you want to focus on as a school board. You don't want to pick sides. You don't want, somebody who's going to wear pins or like a shirt that says what they believe, and then they want to tell others what to believe in the school. Talking about marital, teachers, who cares who you're married to? If you have a spouse, whether it's a male or female, like putting signs up and then pushing that on the kids in the classroom, like, this is my spouse and you need to accept this, and whatever it is, there's no reason to create factions in the school district. And I think neutrality in academics is the way to go on this, regardless of how the policy is worded. So I believe that many of you have reviewed this and you're thinking, you have sound mind, you have sound judgment, that we don't want the classroom to be a place for social activism. We don't need teachers to be able to display things that try to enforce or push their beliefs on others. On the drive here, and this absolute definition of irony is, I followed in somehow behind one of the board members, and they had a license plate that read something, right? So the license plate in it says is kind of a form of activism. It's like, I want you to believe this, I want you to follow this, and like, you guys should be absolutely neutral. You should be objective. The teachers should be neutral and objective. There's no reason to push your personal beliefs on any student inside of this district. And the parents that I talked to, they said that this is the kind of thing that does not draw people into the district. The high taxes that they're paying already, they're talking about leaving. Like, very respectable community members are not interested in social politics in the school, and it's best that you guys just vote in a way that keeps the schools neutral. Thank you.
Apologize if I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, sorry, I apologize. You have 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll raise my hand.
Hello, I'll make this quick. This is about the displays. I think that gentleman, valid point. I wish the board members would remain neutral. I don't think you guys are neutral. I think politics do play a role in your decisions. I didn't like the language. I think some is definitely not appropriate, in my opinion. But I don't see any harm or foul in displaying a sticker. A simple sticker, folks. It's not going to shoot you. It's not going to bite you. It's not going to harm you. It's not going to attack you. I think there's borderline crossing the line, in my opinion, when it comes to displaying your belief. It's your belief. It's your First Amendment right. I feel like I'm a 55-year-old woman and I have to kind of come here and articulate over a sticker. I think there's bigger and better problems I think we can attack. But the board has become way too political, and it's like on the national level. And I don't like it. I think teaching academics is the priority here, and I don't think anything's wrong with social interaction. I just think a sticker is just a sticker, just like a nameplate, right? So I wish that the board would definitely keep their politics out of it and make a sound judgment when it comes to displaying your belief. I think it's definitely protected in your First Amendment. And I did bring this up once. It is a tough topic, but we do have protected members in the school, and those are your 504 students. The only big difference is the school district gets money for 504 students, and a sticker, whatever your belief is, gives $0 to the school. So when you say protected class, that should include your 504 students, period. Thank you.
Sibler? Ms. Sibler, 3 minutes. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. I want to briefly discuss why recognizing and celebrating students' cultural diversity, including in their academic success. Research compiling 79 studies and involving more than 56,000 students show that when schools honor students' cultural identities, motivation increases, relationships strengthen, and engagement in learning goes up, which results in better assignments, assessments, and grades for all students, including the white students. These findings, along with the Wisconsin educational leaders, have stated for years, Wisconsin Association of School Boards reaffirms that each student can, will, and shall learn. Educational equity is the intentional allocation of resources, instruction, and opportunities to meet the specific identified needs of students and staff. WASB also warned that students from different backgrounds have different experiences in our educational system, leading to a very different academic outcome. The WASB School Board echoed this commitment when it declared the mission of the Wausau School District was to advance learning, achievement, and success for all students. All means all. They went on to state, we will continue to strive for change that promotes equity, respect, offers opportunity, and breaks down barriers for students of color. These are Wisconsin values, academic values, human values. With the content, I need to express how troubling it is that the board president and the superintendent would add policy PO 3218.005 to the agenda to review during Black History Month. And now it's up for approval during Women's History Month. After legal review and very minimal changes, as a Christian, as a Black woman who's over 40, I stand in 4 protected classes. The timing of this vote sends a message, whether it's intended or not, to the people who are in my protected class. So tonight, I'm making a respectful and heartfelt request in honor of Women's History Month. I ask that the 3 men on this board consider abstaining from voting on this policy and to allow the 4 women on the board, the life givers of the children that we serve, to determine the policy's outcome. This is not about exclusion. It's about honoring lived experiences, modeling empathy, and demonstrating allyship from the men on this board. You have an opportunity tonight to show this community that equity is not just language and symbols and signs.
The 3 minutes are up. Sibler.